In comparing hard drives and solid-state drives for your MTA exam, the things that you should know are typically pretty obvious to most people, but I'm going to give you a little bit more information than that. The hard disk drive is, of course, a mechanical disk drive, and it records on a magnetic disk here, a platter. Behind this little arm that travels around, behind this little guy here, is a very, very, very strong magnet. It's well shielded so that the magnetic field can't distort the images on this magnetic disk. But it travels at a much slower rate than the solid-state drive because of all the mechanical movement. The solid-state drive, by comparison, is simply a set of memory chips. There are no moving parts, and so it's going to be faster to access. Now, these are both types of non-volatile memory. By that we mean when they lose power, they do not lose their memory. Now, as far as speeds, hard disk drives come in various speeds based on the RPM or rotations per minute. 3600, 5400, 7200, 10,000, 15,000 are the most common. 3600 are very common in laptop drives. You often find 5400 in desktops, and you can buy 7200s off the shelf. These 10,000 and 15,000 RPM drives tend to be server drives. You can buy these, but typically you'll find 15,000 RPMs, for example, is the speed found in SAN or storage area network units. So you won't typically find these at your local computer store, although you can obtain them. As far as speeds for solid-state drives, of course, part of it depends on the chips themselves and what they're rated at, and the electronic circuitry on this board, but also part of it depends on the type of storage that they are. NOR storage, and these refer, by the way, to logic types. This stands for not or and not and. Or and are logic relationships. Well, a NOR solid-state drive is one that reads in parallel. In other words, it's very fast to go and get 1 byte out of, or even 1 bit out of these memory chips. It's faster, but it's more expensive. NAND chips, on the other hand, use a serial logic rather than a parallel logic. They transfer 1 byte at a time, and it takes a little longer to address these things serially than it does in parallel. Now, how all that works on a technical level, we're not going to take up, although it's a fascinating study. But just know that the NOR are faster than the NAND, NOR are parallel, NAND are serial.